Alright, homies. Busy time for me. But I still have time for some streams. So let's get this one on the go. KSP episode 20. We reached the big 2-0. Hey, this DJ. 84. Ooh. How's it going? We're going to continue with where we left off. Well, actually, we're not. We're going to revert a little bit. But we're mostly going to be where we left off. This DJ says, immediately when I saw the notification, I clicked it. Yeah, you are here early, man. That is admirable. Let's load this quick save. You know, I was messing about off camera, off stream, and I made a cool little ship. A cool little ship. What the hell? Revert flight. No, wait. Recover vessel. I've been hella busy lately. I've got a busy week. But not busy in the evenings, so that's good. Wait. This isn't the right save. Is it? No. Load save. Quick save 30, right? This looks more promising. We've got money. Everything's upgraded. Yeah. So, where's our nice little ship? It's really going crazy with drill. We actually got this into space. And we landed it on the moon. And that's where we ended last time. But the problem was it didn't have enough power. It did not have enough power. So what I want to do is just spam literally a whole bunch of batteries. Just go crazy with the batteries. I don't know if batteries get destroyed by engines. I feel like they probably do. Right? I feel like they probably do. We can put them down the side here. We want an absolute ton of batteries. We want like batteries out the wazoo. We want so many batteries, we're not going to be able to think about anything else. Our lives are going to be battery filled. That's basically what we're after. And more solar panels, yeah. The problem is, right? I mean, solar panels we're actually doing okay on. Like, in the daytime, we're not losing any energy. It's just at night, really. I'm actually tempted to put 4 of these converters on. I know you can have 4 big converters for a drill. Thanks, man. I appreciate the like. I also want to set up some action groups. So we have that action group. 10 is toggle the drill and turn all those on. I feel like that wasn't working. It wasn't toggling the drill. I'm going to re-add it. What's that plane icon in the top left? It lets you switch between the aeroplane hangar and the other one. The launch pad. In case you want to switch between them. It's quite useful, actually. That one's fine, but I'm going to re-add it anyway, just in case it's broken. Jets and tanks. Lock the hinge. Toggle engine, switch mode. I don't think we actually need to switch mode, it auto does it, right? Although I wasn't happy with how it auto did it last time. It left it too late. But it did do the job, so we'll leave it. We'll leave it alone. We'll let it lie. The other thing I'm worried about is... Ooh, solar panels. The other thing I am worried about is... Let's just put a few down. Not too many. The other thing that I am worried about is when we reach the asteroid, actually navigating to it. So I was thinking about adding some RCS. I've never done anything with RCS before. Now might be the time. And I'm also thinking about ditching these little things on the wings. You took a drive across the United States to get to Arizona. Oh yeah? How was that? The United States is a big ass place. Ooh. 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 Just sorting out these. There we go. Almost perfect. I feel like we need to add more batteries. I'm going to shove some on the back here. I'm going to go battery crazy. Yeah. Yeah. That'll be alright. Yeah, RCS. I think if I save this, I think I'm going to get rid of these. It's a controversial decision. But I feel like we don't necessarily need them. And they're just extra parts adding to our part count. I believe unnecessarily. It might not be unnecessarily. It might actually be necessarily. But we're going to find out. Also, if I want RCS... That's quite good actually, because we can mine monopropellant, can't we? Shh. How big is this? How much monopropellant do we realistically need? That stores 20, huh? That stores 750. Woo-hoo-hoo! What the hell? Come on, game. Throw me a frickin' bone here. Where is it? What the... What kind of shenanigans are these? It won't let me place one. There we go. Well, that thing's huge. I need monopropellant, but I don't know how much I need. That'll be alright. Let's shove a bunch of these on here. I know it's a little crazy, but that's life. And let's link this up to there. Sure. Then if we have monopropellant, we also need something to utilize the monopropellant, right? Where are they? I think they're under command and control. Yeah, these RCS thrust blocks. So... well, that's interesting. Where can I put these? I was thinking one on the end of each wing. This DJ says, I don't know why, but I love leaving junk in orbit. It makes it more realistic. I agree, man. I agree. I tidied up all my junk in orbit. And I always felt bad about it afterwards. I wholeheartedly agree with you. Although, if we get this working, no more junk in orbit for us. For a while. There we go. One on the tip of each. I mean, they might blow off. But whatever. Do we need any more? I don't think so. Right, what else was I going to do? I was going to... I feel like there was some other change I was going to make. What was it? What was the other change? I think there was one. What was it? More batteries? Maybe. I do like batteries. Let's shove some extra batteries on the nose. I feel like that's totally a good idea that definitely is not going to backfire. Yeah. Is there anything else? I don't think so. So. What contracts are available? We don't actually have any contracts right now. Are there any asteroid related ones? Not really. Extract ore from the moon and deliver it to Kerbal. I mean, we could do that, but I don't really want to deliver it to Kerbal. Although it would be a good opportunity to test landing this thing. Extract ore from Duna and deliver it to Ike. 1,000 units, and it just has to be in orbit of Ike. And you get 1 million. Yeah, okay. We'll try that one. That gives this plane a purpose. That means we need to give it more ore storage. It needs to be able to store 1,000 ore. Currently it can store like 150. That's okay though. We can just cram in a bunch more of these. 300, 450, 600, 750, 900, 1,050. Done. Okay, who should we actually take up on this thing? I think I'm just going to take a pilot and an engineer. That way we can rescue Bill from the moon, and we can maybe rescue Bob as well. Oh yes. Finally rescue them. Wouldn't that be a plot twist for the ages? I think it would. Hopefully this thing still takes off. So how's RCS work? Oh yeah. How do we see our RCS fuel? Monopropellant. Okay. Let's go. This is going to be 100% hands-free. Watch this. Apart from raising the landing gear. I say watch this. It's going to take us like 15 minutes to get into space. The only button I plan on pressing here is G. We'll see what happens. We're going to run out of fuel. Well, that answers that one. Okay, first things first. Put on the brakes. Lower the drill. 0 should do that, right? Yes, it does. And then 9. Should have started the drill. I don't know why it doesn't. Oh, because it's not an asteroid. Okay. And let's just stock up on fuel. Oh, yes. I mean, sure, we're going to sit here for like a year fueling up. But it saves us like 50 grand. You can't go wrong with that. Done. And we'll actually, we'll keep the ore for nefarious purposes. Let's go. I forgot to turn the brakes off. And I forgot to raise the drill. Good job I saved. Okay. Stop drilling. Retract the drill. Retract 0. Retract the drill. Uh-huh. Let's raise that drill. Let's lock it in place. Good. Let's save again. Let's turn off the brakes. Turn on SAS, and let's go. Hands free. Let's see what happens. And we're going to rescue Bill and Bob. Maybe. Depends if we can land on the moon with a decent distance to travel to him. Okay, totally hands-free. Let's see if we take off. See if we don't hit that light. Okay, not totally hands-free. Now hands-free. Maybe. Cutting it a bit fine. There we go. Now I don't need to touch it anymore. Good. Let's see how this goes. 15 minutes of chilling. We've got 22 minutes of fuel. $23 really. The only thing I might do is switch these over to a different mode earlier than they usually decide to. Apart from that though, I'm going to let it do its thing. And then we're going to go to the moon. We're going to grab Bill. We're going to grab Bob out of orbit of Kerbal. And then I think then we go to Duna. I think. Do our mission. Should be easy enough. I never turned off the converter, but that's actually quite good because it's making us use less fuel. Because we're actually creating fuel as we use it. So that's pretty nice. Wonder what weighs more, fuel or ore? If you had enough converters, you could, I guess they weigh quite a lot. But yeah, converting fuel as you're using it, that's the way to go. Obviously we're not converting enough, but still it's nice. And it drains power, but our engines give us power, so it's all good in the proverbial hood. The question is, are we going to become too fast, too low? Because I'm not touching this flight. It's gradually angling its way up. But I don't want to interfere. I just want to let it do its thing. We are using a lot of fuel. But we've also got a lot. Hopefully we get out of this stage of the atmosphere before we reach 350 meters per second. It's going to be close, I think. But I feel like our lift is rising, which is going to help us a lot. And then we've got cool monopropellant. How effective it'll be on such a big ship, I'm not sure. It doesn't need to be too effective. We're only going to use it for minor alterations. DJ says, your first SS Ton, it can go to the moon. SS Ton. What's an SS Ton? Single stage to orbit. Was the N a mistake? Was the N a mistake? We went to the moon at the end of last episode with this thing. We're going to go to the moon, then we're going to go to Duna. After picking up Bob from orbiting the sun. Then, we can go anywhere really. This thing's basically got infinite fuel. So that's going to be cool. There's not really much to do while this thing's flying up. Just gotta kind of sit here and let it do its thing. We're actually losing flow. Look at that. Our rapiers are becoming less efficient, which is a shame. Our speed should really be counteracting that. It will do eventually though. Once we get out of this lower atmosphere, we'll start really raking in the speed. You weren't there for that. Oh, it was quite good. We landed on the moon. I was trying to grapple onto it with this grab that we've got, but you can't grab the moon. That's what I learned. You can't grab the moon. Then we stopped and we mined a bunch of stuff. And then we blew up. It was pretty good. But that's when I realised we needed more batteries. You can see our DV is going up. It's nice. The question is, how much will we get into space with? How much DV will we have once we are in orbit? That's the real question. The good thing is, as we start to climb faster, our nuclear engines will become more powerful. Which means then, even though this thrust is going down, once we get out of this lower atmosphere, I expect it to ramp up again pretty fast. So that'll be nice. We're gradually using all that ore that we've got as well, which is good. Just gives us that little extra kick, you know, being able to generate the fuel. We don't make too much, but every little helps. And yeah, we basically sit here for like another 10 minutes, which is a little unfortunate. But what can you do? Build a rocket, I guess, but where's the fun in that? Rockets are so cliche. I did make a really cool space plane that can get up into orbit pretty fast, actually. And it had a cool grappling mechanism. But it was tiny. It was absolutely tiny. I think we'll get out the atmosphere before we hit the sound barrier. The lower atmosphere, anyway. The real challenge will be if we ever want to bring this thing back. Landing it. But we've done it in the past, so it should be okay. Landing it near the space station or on the space station would be ideal. I'd like to tow some asteroids into Kerbal orbit so we can play with them. That's the main objective of this flight, but also to explore. Our DV's still going up, which is nice. Look, we're at 7,000 now. We started at like 5,000. Not bad. Our thrust is still going down on our Rapiers, which is a bit unfortunate. But that's all about to change. I can feel it in my bones. I should theoretically make this a bit shallower, but I really don't want to touch this flight. I want to see how it performs if I don't touch it, after evening it out at the beginning. Until we leave the atmosphere, obviously. Then we need to touch it so we can get an orbit. We've still got 16 minutes of fuel. Not too shabby. Right, we're almost out of the lower atmosphere. This is where I'm hoping our speed will kick in. This is where the nuclear engines get pretty good. We need to accelerate fast enough. You see, we're not actually accelerating anymore. Okay, I'm going to dip our nose a bit. We're not accelerating. I do not like that. Actually, no, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to stick to my guns. I'm not going to touch it. Our thrust is dropping pretty quickly though. We're speeding up again, even though we're losing Rapier thrust. That's those nuclear engines putting in work. It's also losing weight. I'd like to get more use out of the Rapiers, that's why I'm debating switching our angle. Yeah, I'm gonna switch it. I'm gonna bring it down a bit. There we go. Just a slight change. Now we'll start blazing. It naturally raises its nose. Which is a bit unfortunate. But it can't be helped. Still got a lot of ore left for converting into fuel. That's quite nice. Yeah, we'll lose an engine again. You know what? Okay, I'm taking control of this thing. Let this bad boy Sure, we're losing altitude, but it's a small price to pay. We need those rapiers to be powerful. And for that, we need to be going fast. Way fast. And as you can see, we're accelerating quite reasonably. And that's going to exponentially grow as long as we stay at this sort of angle. The rapiers get way more efficient the faster we're going, so as long as we don't rise up in the atmosphere too fast. But because we're dipping right now, we're getting hyper speed out of them. And then that'll cancel itself out before we go back into the lower. And then we'll be going super fast and start to rise again. That's the hope. We're actually slowing down. I feel like I knackered this launch somehow, but it's cool. We've still got 13 minutes of fuel. See, our altitude's going up again. That's good. But our speed's dipping. That's bad. Controversial decision time. I think this will help. Did it help? Didn't it help? I think it did help. Hopefully. We are speeding up. Again. Very slowly, though. Very slowly. I think maybe bringing the ore was a bad idea. Maybe. I mean, it can't weigh that much, right? It's just ore. How much can it realistically weigh? Certainly feel like we should be going faster. I think each time our thrust stops increasing, I should just nose us down a little bit. I think that's the key. Not a lot, just like one tap of W. That's how we get the hefty speed increase without losing altitude. Looking alright. I mean, our fuel's not looking great. We've only got 9 minutes. 9 minutes of fuel. But we're going to refuel on the moon, so it's alright. This is quite good, actually. Our Rapiers are increasing in thrust. It seems like their thrust increase is accelerating as opposed to decelerating, which is nice. Means we're accelerating faster than we're rising. Which means we should get pretty good outpower of them. I think they max out at 450 kN, which I'm assuming is kilonewtons, but I don't really know. Oh, it's starting to slow down. Might have to nose us down in a sec. We'll see though. I'll nose us down at the last minute. Our fuel flow is looking fantastic ever since we replaced all those nose cones with air intakes. Helped a lot. Okay, I'm gonna nose us down because we're rising too high. Just a little. Still want us to rise, but not that fast. Actually, this rate of rising is not bad. We don't want to go too fast or we're going to start setting ourselves on fire. But on the flip side, we also want to make the most of the Rapier engines while we can, because they're hyper efficient. Hope I didn't screw this launch. There's a chance that I did. Yeah, we're starting to burn up. That's fine though. We're going reasonably quick. Not quick enough, but for 20k we're doing alright. Like a bit more in the old fuel-a-majig. If we can make orbit with 2000 DV left, I'll be happy. Even 1000 to do it, we just need to land on the moon. But 2000 would be ideal. Anything above that is just a bonus. Yeah, TWR's starting to drop. That's when you know it's getting bad. It's fine, our nuclear engines should be able to carry us. For some reason our burn time is going up, which is kind of weird. Don't really understand why that is. Okay, I think we switch back to the closed cycle Rapiers. We don't have much left in them, but we can switch to it when they hit like 30 maybe. There we go. We're still accelerating, which is fine. Now it's just a matter of time, really. Matter of time and figuring out how much DV we have left at the end. I'm surprised, right? This thing is converting. I'm surprised it hasn't massively overheated. I guess it has. Hey, Bob. Oh yeah, it's a ridiculously long ascend. 207 days. And I feel like I messed it up, which means I'll probably have to do it again, as depressing as that is. Unless we can land on the moon. Once we get in space, though, we can convert the rest of this ore into liquid fuel, which will help a little bit. Not massively. It did take 207 days, look. And 4 hours. These Kerbals don't mess about. Oh, I know why our burn time was going up, I think. Because we were converting ore. No, that doesn't make sense. I don't know why our burn time was going up. Will we have the DV? Maybe. This ascend is the worst. Once we get up there, though, that's when this thing's really going to come into its own. I'm just not convinced we're going to have enough to get to the moon and land. We do have RCS, which we can use to help land, but I don't know how effective it will be. I'm looking forward to just rescuing Bill and Bob. That's going to be a real hoot. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we're going to have the DVs. I really messed up the initial stage of the ascent. That is the problem. Bring that nose down just a bit. Not that much. You know what? That much is fine. I want to get that sweet periapsis up. Everyone always gives the apoapsis too much credit. It's all about the periapsis. Can't believe we've been doing this for like 20 minutes. And we're not even going to make it out. I've doomed us all. I know this is going to be a controversial decision, but I'm restarting the flight. You think the last 15 minutes were bad? Now we got to do it again. Oh yes. Whatever. Let's do this. This time we're not going to mess it up, so it'll actually be a lot faster. Also, I should turn those brakes off before I say I'm not going to mess it up. Another 30 minutes. I think it'll take 15. 15 tops. This time I'm going to do it right. I messed up last time. I was trying some weird strategies that just didn't work out. This time we'll go with what we know works. Yeah. The one temptation is to use the closed circuit at the beginning, before our thrust goes up, to get it up. But I think I should save it for the upper atmosphere. I think it's wise. And this time there'll be no shenanigans. Just a solid, fully prepared flight. We've got 23 minutes of burn. This is the problem with live streaming, you know. All the cool kids who don't live stream and they just do their videos, they could fast forward through this bit with like Benny Hill music. But we've got to sit here and watch it happen. That's alright though. It gives us time to reflect. Reflect and analyse. So as soon as thrust stops going up, I need to tilt the nose down very slightly. And that's the optimal that I've come up with. It's very much a game of patience. It's going to be worth it though. Once this thing's in space, it's going to be an absolute beast. I'd like to fast forward time, but it really messes with everything, so I don't think I can justify it. Stopping speeding up. Time for the tilt. There we go. Just a little one. The most minor of tilts. Just to get our thrust continuing to go up. Each time it stops, we'll do the same thing. We should be able to get our fuel flow up to like 1.6. That's the highest I've seen it. We'll see if we can improve on that. While still maintaining altitude, that's the key. If you start losing altitude, your nuclear engines stop performing. And then it counteracts the benefit that you're getting from the Rapiers. So you need to be going up, but not too fast up. It's a delicate balancing act. Not really much to do though, you just look at the fuel flow. When it slows down and starts going negative, you just hit W once. That's the entire flight plan for getting into orbit basically. Oh, it's about to. Almost time for me to hit W. Okay. There we go. and just keep doing that, you know? It's a real hoot. I'm sure it makes for real exciting viewing and real exciting playing. Best of both worlds. Just think right now I could be killing zombies. But I want to get this thing into space. And I want to find a goddamn asteroid. I even put RCS on this thing. That's how serious I am about finding an asteroid. I've never put RCS on anything. Ever. Hey Cliff! Top of the morning to you. Quite right. I decided to relaunch this thing again. I know last time we had it on the moon. And we're going to go back to the moon. But I added more batteries, I added RCS, and I added more solar panels to deal with that issue we were having. Where we couldn't convert fast enough. Cliff says, why is John Kerman way up close to his cam? Good question. I think it's his first time on a ship. That's probably why. He's probably hyper excited. Or he's filming a horror movie. One of the two. This is actually going pretty well. My whole tap W once every 5 minutes is working out pretty decently. We're finally going to rescue Bill from the moon. Oh yes. Finally. Unless we land too far away from him, in which case, sod him. But we're going to try and land close to him. I feel like he's served his purpose on the moon. We don't really need him there anymore. We'll ditch him on Duna. Uh-oh, time to hit W. There we go. Exciting high-end gameplay. Hit W every 5 minutes. Oh wait, I'm gonna have to hit it again. Hey, twice in 1 minute. Exciting times. I have an APM of 2. Uh-oh, is it 3? Am I really gonna have to do it again? 3 times in 1 minute? That's unheard of. I'm trying to keep our fuel flow going up. That's the dealio. I refuse to let it start going down. That's when bad things happen. Does mean hitting W quite regularly now. But just tapping it, just gently. just to get that thrust continuing to go up. We can't let it fall. The rapiers have like exponential growth, but they also have exponential loss. So if you start losing thrust on the rapiers, you slow down, and that makes you lose even more thrust on the rapiers, and then it just becomes horrible. And that's what happened last time. So this time, I'm trying to keep them going up. We do need to get out of this lower atmosphere though. We're not speeding up anymore. Okay, I'm gonna let it drop a bit. I want to get out of this lower atmosphere. Once we get out the lower, it should start going up again. Hopefully. Otherwise we're effed. We've reached the 300, so I think we're reaching the limit of the lower atmosphere. I think that's what the dealio is. Need to get out of this pretty quick. Because we're starting to lose speed, which isn't good. Uh-oh. There we go, I'll happily start tapping W again now that we're over 8,000. Let's try to get that speed up a bit. As long as we don't start losing altitude, it's all good. Shoot. Shoot on a boot. What am I doing wrong? Is ore really heavy or something? I mean, maybe that's it. We're losing speed, which we really shouldn't be doing. We should be gaining speed. I did modify the ship a little bit, but I didn't think I modified it that much. Come on. We just need to gain speed. I'm going with the hit W plan again. But this time I'm only doing it when our altitude is rising like 10 meters per second. I think that's a good compromise. Why aren't we gaining speed? The modifications I made to this thing can't be making it unflyable. It could be the ore. It really could be the ore. Let's jettison it. As much as I like the ore. I feel like it shouldn't be the problem. But it's probably contributing in some manner. Yeah, we're gaining speed again. And altitude. That's good. But still, we're doing garbage. We should be accelerating way faster than this. I do not understand why we're not. I've still got ore kicking about somewhere. Where is it? Yoo-hoo! What the hell? We've got a mystery ore hiding somewhere. There. It's not going to make a difference. But still. Better to not have it than have it, right? Why is this thing suddenly struggling to take off? Why, oh why, oh why? You're not gonna like this. But I'm starting the flight again. Oh yes. This time I have a crazy plan. This crazy plan is going to work out well for us. I hope. Okay, there's two parts to this crazy plan. First, get rid of that damn ore. I know it's a bit tedious. Believe me, I'm not enjoying flying for 15 minutes just to restart either. But it's a necessity. It is a necessity. And necessity is the mother of invention. No, don't auto-strut. Okay. Here's the plan. Get into the air and then instantly switch them to closed cycle mode. So that we can get up to speed as soon as possible. So they're not being hyper inefficient. Oh yeah. I mean, we have monopropellant, but that shouldn't be weighing us down. Not really. John really does like his cam, look at that. What we'll do is we'll take off and then ram the thrust, I think. This way we're getting acceleration and we're getting altitude. At a relatively decent speed. And hopefully that'll put us in a nice stead for continuing on. I don't actually know if that helped or not. I feel like it's hard to say. I feel like it probably didn't. I feel like it probably didn't help, right? Maybe it did, though. We've currently got a thrust of 96.5. I don't think it did help. I'm pretty sure we had that initially when we took off in the past. Pretty sure we're going to be at 96.5 before we even leave the runway. So it was a total waste of our energy. So we'll save it for space. Important to do these experiments, though. Aaron says, if you say the word F asterisk CK, then I will like the video. Well, you know. I don't really like to swear. It's not something I like to do. It's not really my lexicon, let's say. Also, good to see you, Aaron. You're here just in time for us to start our ascent. Then say lesbian, then I will like. Lesbian. Why do you want me to say lesbian? And why do you want me to say the F word? Also, we took off with our brakes on there. I'm sure that was highly inefficient. But we didn't seem to lose much. I'm not sure the brakes really do much. I think the rockets are too strong for them. Well, there we go. We both got what we wanted, Aaron. A successful trade. Capitalism at its finest. How can I optimize this? I feel like I want to get out of the lower atmosphere as fast as possible. That's a certainty. But I also want to get the thrust on the rapiers as high as possible. That's another certainty. It's a tricky one, make no mistake. It is a tricky one. Aaron says, Jebediah Kerman is a communist and John Din Kerman is a capitalist dog. That explains why John Din Kerman is the engineer. Doesn't explain why Jebediah is the pilot, but that's fine. Right, how am I supposed to fly this? My new approach is going to be try and get the thrust as high as possible, as low as possible. I know those two seem to contradict each other, but what I mean is get the thrust as high as possible, as low in the atmosphere as possible. I think that's the key. Aaron says, why did the police dog lose his job? Let's see. Why did the police dog lose his job? Is this an actual joke? Or are you gonna say, like, some non-expected thing? Because he sniffed cocaine. Haha, that's not bad. Let's get this thrust up. Let's see if we can get it up to 1.6. We used to get it to 1.6. Even just above 1 I'd be pretty happy with. See, the faster we get in the lower atmosphere, we'll be going faster in the higher atmosphere, so we won't be losing thrust as much. That's the theory. Whether it'll play out that way is open to interpretation. But that's definitely the theory. Aaron Jensen says, where is the Kerbal Space Program Cigarette Edition? Depends what you mean by the Cigarette Edition. I was going to play something else tonight, and then I thought, you know what? I told Aaron Jensen I would play Kerbal, so let's try and get this ship working. That's half true. And you can't ask for more in life than half-true statements. 1.07, we're doing alright. So the Kerbals can smoke rocket fuel. I'm not sure that's healthy, but maybe it is. Who knows what kind of fuel these guys are using? It just says liquid fuel, it could be anything. I feel like this one's going okay. We're getting a lot of thrust out of our rapiers. That's what I was after. I'm a little worried we're going to cap out at 310, which is where we capped out last time, but... you know, I have vaguely high hopes. What is my mission with this space plane? We actually have a mission. We need to go to Duna, drill some ore, and then take it to Eve. So we do have a mission. And then, but first we're going to rescue Bill from the moon. We're going to rescue Bob from orbiting the sun. We're going to go to Duna. We're going to mine the ore. We're going to take it to Eve. Then we're going to go find an asteroid and we're going to bring it back to Kerbin. That's the extent of our mission. We're still speeding up, but not as quickly as I'd like. And we're not rising as much as I'd like. Let's go crazy. No, that was too crazy. So many missions with this single space plane, yeah. And then I have a devious plan. I want to turn an asteroid into a spaceship. Basically. I don't know if that helped us or hindered us right there. It definitely did one of the two. I don't know why I'm struggling to get this into space. We got it in space yesterday. All I've done... oh, not yesterday. Day before yesterday. Not day before yesterday. Day before that. All I've done is add a bunch of monopropellant, which in hindsight I could probably empty. I don't know how much it weighs. We added some RCS thrusters. And what else did we do? Added a bunch of batteries. So we've added a bit of weight, but not a huge amount. Not sure why it's struggling to get into space. I think instead of focusing on the rapiers, I need to just focus on our speed. As long as our speed's going up, I think we're okay. And as it stands, it is going up, which is nice. Even though our rapiers are losing thrust, because we're gaining altitude, our nuclear engines are kicking in. So they kind of balance each other out. If only we were gaining speed a little bit faster, then we wouldn't be losing thrust on the rapiers. And that would be super nice. We could feasibly do that by canning the oxidizer in the monopropellant, but I'm not sure how much that would actually help, considering what a small percentage it is of what we're carrying. So I'm somewhat torn. I think for now, our speed is still climbing at a terrible pace, but it's not too bad. So I'm relatively happy. What we really need to be looking at is our TWR. As long as that's going up, not down, I think we're good. It's currently 0.49. So as long as it goes to 0.5 and not 0.48, I think we're good. .5, so I think we're okay for now. As long as that keeps going up, we should be accelerating faster. And that's what we're after. Good. We've still got 18 minutes of fuel. And as we start to accelerate faster, theoretically our rapiers should start kicking in again. Hopefully. That's what I'm hoping for. Really is a shame that the start of this is just to sit around for 20 minutes and then at the end figure out you didn't do it correctly and try again. But what can you do? We're starting to lose thrust on the rapiers quite quickly now, actually. But we're still gaining thrust overall if you look here. So it's not the end of the world. If that started going down, I'd be worried. You hear me singing? Well, there's a treat. Rapiers are really underperforming. Underperforming. Cliff says, when I do SSTOs, I put it to 15 degrees and hold until orbit. Takes forever. Yeah, it really does take forever, huh? It really does take forever. 15 degrees, huh? "15 degrees. Well, if this fails, we'll try the full-on stick at 15 degrees. Uh-oh, our thrust is going down. That's not good. You said 15 degrees 5 times in 20 seconds. Wow. I should call the Guinness Book of Records. Maybe no one can beat that. I'm sure someone can. But still, 15 degrees. I'm sticking at like 10. Maybe I'm 5 degrees off. Maybe 15 is the key. I don't know though, because we're losing acceleration. That's what I'm worried about. Those Kerbals are really good at playing the waiting game. Yeah, they're better at it than I am. They just sit there happily looking out the window. Whereas I'm massively overanalyzing the flight. And thinking, uh-oh, our TWR is going to start going down. I mean, our TWR hasn't started going down yet, so maybe we're okay. If it goes to 62, I'm going to be worried. It's just kind of chilling at 63, which is okay, but we're accelerating slowly. I want decent acceleration. What is my favourite city? My favourite city, yeah. Probably Edinburgh, which is where I live. Otherwise, I wouldn't live here. I really like it because it's a city, right? It's got loads of people, which is fine. But it's also got a lot of countryside. Ooh, 0.64, so our TWR is actually increasing. Edinburgh's got a lot of countryside. It's not like a big crowded city. It's full of massive parks, and it's literally surrounded by hills and forests, and you know, it's not your average city. What is Edinburgh in? It's Edinburgh. It's in Scotland. It's the capital of Scotland. And it's a very nice city. Very pleasant to live in. The weather's not great, but you know, that's fine. Makes you appreciate the summer. Thrust still going down. Brexit the game. I'm sure someone's made that, right? Someone will have. I'm sure I came up with the Brexit the game idea. And it was going to be a game that you couldn't finish. And when you thought you'd won, it would artificially extend the duration. There will be a Brexit game for sure. Probably some low budget one, but I reckon there will be one. If there isn't, I should get on that. Make Brexit the game. I made a game called Build the Wall, where you have to build a wall and stop people climbing over it. I made that in my spare time. Brexit is a board game. Brexit is a eternal source of conflict within the UK. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that people can't just agree to abide by what the vote was, you know? It's also a board game. Yeah, no doubt. It should be a board game like Snakes and Ladders, or Shoots and Ladders, as I think they call it in America. Where, you know, that'd be appropriate. Just arbitrary reasons to backtrack. 0.67. Our TWR is going up nicely. I mean, our speed isn't great, but that's okay. We've still got 12 minutes of burn time. So, here's a question for you. For all of you guys. What games, apart from KSP, would you enjoy seeing? Now, I'm not one to listen to what people want me to play. But on the flip side, I'm kind of at a loss. I'm just trying out a bunch of games lately. Aaron says Spaceflight Simulator. I don't know, that sounds awfully similar to KSP. What distinguishing features does it have that make it not a rip-off of KSP? Red Alert 3, Command and Conquer. Wow. I think the last Command and Conquer game I played was Command and Conquer 3, the terrible one. That was ages ago. Cliff says it's a 2D simplified orbit simulator. Alright. 2D, huh? That's kind of weird. That's a game that led you to KSP. Alright. Hey, we're up to 0.72 TWR. That's not bad. This weekend I would like to devote myself to binge playing a game. But I don't want to devote the whole weekend to KSP. And someone tried to build flying truck and tank with payload rocket in Spaceflight Simulator. I mean, I'll look into it. I feel like if I was wanting to play a spaceflight simulator, it would be KSP. Because it's got character. And I've learnt how to play it. You know? .71. We've got 5,000 dB left. What was that laughing? You know, it was laughing. We're flying into the sun. I like how their eyes are wonky. They're like, they've got chameleon eyes. Uh-oh, 0.69. 0.68. We're actually losing thrust. That's not good. It sounded weird. Well, maybe you sound weird, Aaron Jensen. Did you ever think about that? Yeah. Think about that. I think it's time to switch to the other burners. Go. Now you do think about it. Well, good. I might have been a little preemptive on those burners, but I think that was the right call. The game only switches them when your Rapiers are down to like 10 kilonewtons of thrust, and that's garbage. I'd rather do it a bit earlier. There we go. And then I might as well turn them back on, right? Where's the harm? They help a little, they help a little. Oh, we've only got 9 minutes of fuel left. Aaron Jensen says GB plus EU equals heart. For a lot of people in the GB, that's certainly true. A lot of people here really want to stay in the EU, but their motivations for doing so are kind of weird. The only justification they ever give is that they don't want to have to get a visa to go on holiday. And it's like, really? Is that all you've got? Like, they'll say other reasons, but when you really press them on it, that's the one they always fall back on. And it's like, I don't know if that's really a reason to stay in, you know? But I try and keep out of such matters. Aaron Jensen says, Voicefigel Nosiax is the DK Denmark. Oh shit, we're not climbing anymore. Wait, what? Why are we not climbing? Uh-oh. Why are we falling? Oh, we've done it again. Why am gravity? Yeah, I guess that is the reason. Well, if we're falling, let's embrace it. I don't understand why I'm having such issues getting this damn thing to go up. We succeeded in the past. What's changed? Why do many people use nuclear engine? Why is it good? Because it's very fuel efficient. Very fuel efficient. God damn it. Okay. This isn't going to make much difference. Oh, I can't even do it. I can't believe I've done this. Okay, well, here's one way. We're going to use all this monopropellant. Why don't you just use time warp? Because time warp on planes is not the friendliest of things. Oh, it can only shoot out of 2 nozzles at once. Catch you later, monopropellant. At least we know we've got lots of it. Maybe too much. Wonder how much it weighs. Probably not much. We can always make more once we get to the moon. Okay. So, 15 degrees, huh? Let's try out the whole 15 degrees angle. I feel like 15 degrees is going to be too steep. I know that might be crazy sounding, but I think it might be. Let's see. 15 degrees. This is the cliff technique. You received 50% respect for China. I do not know what you are referencing there, but I'm going to assume you're referencing something. I'm a little hesitant about this whole 15 degrees thing. We're going to give it a try. That is good to know, Aaron. Uh-oh. We're traveling real slow, but we're still climbing. So, you know, that's braggable. Maybe I should use the thrusteroos here. I don't know, though. I think I should. Then again, we're about to speed up. Granted, we're not at 15 degrees anymore, but I think we can live with that. Aaron says his favourite TV show is Family Guy. Fair enough. Aha, speeding up. I think if we go back to 15 degrees, we're going to be screwed. Hey, nostalgia. I think if we go back to 15 degrees, we'll be screwed. Sod it, I'm using the oxidizer. Aaron says, give him blue wrench. Yeah, I probably should, huh? Everyone else has it. I give everyone the blue wrench. It's, you know, it's just something I do. Yeah, exactly. Okay. That way everyone can know what it feels like to be a mod. Except me. I've never been a mod. But I'm sharing the love. Just because I've never been one. Everyone else shouldn't have to feel that pain. I have the power to change that for others. And with great power comes no responsibility. So everyone gets it. Also, this 15 degrees is totally not paying. It's not working out for us. Even the game agrees, it's pulling us back down to 10. I feel like somewhere along the line, I've screwed the design of this thing. Bye, Aaron, and thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate the well wishes. First we need to get this damn thing into orbit. Again. And it's refusing to play ball. All because of potentially some changes I made. But I didn't think they were that drastic, our changes. Maybe I should add 2 more rapiers. I don't want to remove any nuclear, but I could add some rapiers. That might do the job. I don't think we've got any more room for air scoops, which is unfortunate. I could replace these, I guess, with the shot ones. It's just annoying that it fails right at the end, which means we have to sit here for 15 minutes until it fails. Let's try speeding up time. See if anything breaks. It's actually performing alright with time speeded up. Usually it throws a hissy fit. Yeah, this is alright. So once we leave the lower atmosphere and the rapiers start to back out a bit, that we kind of get screwed. That's why I think 2 more rapiers would be the key, so that we get more acceleration and we don't hit that kind of stopping point too early. Yeah, see, as soon as we go above 8,000, they start losing thrust, which I could fix. but whenever I lower the angle of attack, it always seems to do more harm than good in the long run. So I think... Interestingly though, they use less fuel when their thrust is low. I didn't realise that. I thought they used constant fuel. Oh, they're starting to build up again. It says it's the space equivalent to a Viking longship. Yeah. The thrust of the Rapids is going up. I'm curious if that's a side effect of time being sped up. I wonder if the air mechanic is acting weird. Or if 15 really is the key. Ah, it's going down again. Spoke too soon. Yeah, I'm not sure why I'm struggling so hard to get this thing up anymore. It won't even leave the atmosphere anymore. It used to be an absolute beast. Uh-oh. I'll slow down time so SAS can do its thing. Yeah, look, we're going to start dropping again. Scheiße! I didn't add that much weight though, right? I'm sure I didn't add that much weight. God damn it. Okay, let's go back to the hangar. What have I done? What have I done? How have I screwed this? I actually gained science from that. That was weird. I mean, that's pretty far back. That shouldn't make too much difference apart from for the handling, right? But even so, I should definitely try and fix it. Actually, I'm not sure that I should. I think I should just put the fuel back in. Because if we're tweaking this, I don't want to have to mine fuel for 207 days every time we launch. That gets a little bit irksome, to say the least. We're back in the prototyping phase if this thing's refusing to take off with all my upgrades. All I did was add batteries, though. Batteries, a few solar panels, and a little bit of monopropellant. I'll be back in a sec. What have I done? What have I done? I think I might try something a bit strange. And that is not fill it up with fuel. As counterintuitive as it might sound. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it sounds completely rational. I guess the only other thing I did was extend the nose, but only by a little bit. That shouldn't make too much difference, right? Let's replace these at least. Because we did a test of these, and these performed way better. Come on, game. Yeah. They performed way better. So it weighs 432 tons. I mean, batteries don't weigh much, right? Nah, they're super light. It's not going to be the batteries that screwed us. Monopropellant weighs... not that much either. It's not going to be the monopropellant that's screwing us. These little RCS things don't weigh much either. So I haven't changed much at all. And solar panels don't weigh much. I really haven't changed a lot, so... why is it refusing to play ball? I'm going to try and launch it without fuel. Or without all the fuel, at least. I just want to see how it performs. Yeah, okay, you guys can come along. Maybe they're a lucky charm. I guess I did bring all the fuel. Oh well. I changed those nose cones at least. I should let our thrust get higher. I just don't know what we did to make ourselves get up there so nicely the other day. And why we're having such trouble with it today. I dinny ken, as they would say up in Scotland. I do not know. See, we're getting killer acceleration when we fly low. There's just no denying that. Then it really peters out. Which makes me think we need to just stay really, really low, right? Until we reach like 250 meters per second, and then let the lift take us up. Maybe. Maybe that's the key. I mean, let's try that. This is letting us get a decent amount out of our rapiers, and the faster we're going, the more effective they are as we go into higher altitudes. So if we can get into the higher altitudes at a decent speed, then maybe, just maybe, we'll be alright. We're getting this really nice growth in speed that I'm super happy about. I just think it's gonna stop. It's gonna stop being useful once we reach 8,000 again. I firmly believe that. See, look, if I slow down time, we start to crash again. It's weird. If I speed up time, rather. If I speed up time, we lose altitude. Doesn't make sense. But we did gain a killer amount of speed. Now we're losing thrust again. We just need to reach that exponential level where we're accelerating faster than we're rising. But without completely nuking our rising. I think that's the key. We might be going too fast in the lower atmosphere now, to the point where it's going to hinder us. But whatever, we've tried everything else. Let's see how this one goes. Now we're probably accelerating too fast low down, but I've used that rationale before and totally boned us by leaving the lower atmosphere and then not being able to accelerate enough. So I'm actually going to push the lower atmosphere to its limit. Pushing the lower atmosphere to its limit is hard. Because we're getting decent thrust right now, but we're not climbing. We do need to climb as well. When we start climbing, we lose thrust. That's why we need to hit that magical point, you know? I think we had a delicate ecosystem in this ship that worked. And we've knackered the ecosystem by adding just a little bit of weight. Or I've just forgotten how to fly this damn thing over the past couple of days. But I feel like I haven't. How did I get this off the ground? Well, off the planet. Off the ground is easy, I guess, but off the planet, that's another matter. Okay. I hate to do this. We're going to revert the flight. I'm gradually losing hope. This time, I have a plan. I know I usually have a plan, but this time, I have a plan for real. I call it the 10-degree plan. It's my own personal take on Cliff's 15-degree plan. But I'm going to mix it up. Yeah, this is alright. We are losing thrust, but... oh no, we're gaining again. We are gaining thrust again. Very, very, very slowly. We're still decelerating. But... that should change. We're rising fast enough that our nuclear engines are outstripping the loss from our Appies. And that's what we want. And then, when we reach around 8,000, I'm going to try and get us to as high speed as possible. without going further up in the atmosphere. We're still losing speed, but I have faith that that's okay. You can see our thrust is going up. We're still losing speed, but nowhere near as slowly. That should counteract soon. Yeah, there we go. Now we're gaining again. That's what we're after. So for this early stage, I want altitude. Then, when we hit blue, I'm gonna level us out, speed us up, and then crank it back up. So I'm gonna go down to like 0 degrees once we hit the medium blue. Once we hit like 800 meters per second, I'm gonna go back to 10 degrees. And hopefully that's the secret sauce we need. I hope so anyway, because I can't deal with this flight over and over again. It's like I'm stuck in an existential nightmare. Our DV's going up, which is always a good sign. What we really want is the rapiers to bring us up to a mega speed. And we can't do that in the thick atmosphere. Once we go up to the thin atmosphere, it's too weak to do that. So we need to do it in the blue atmosphere. And I think the sooner the better, because then we can rely on the extra lift from being at high speeds to get out of the blue. That's kind of my thought process on that one. Hopefully it pans out. We'll see though, they're definitely underperforming here. Hopefully that's alright though. Might leave it till 10,000 meters instead of 8. 8's a bit too close to the boundary. In fact, arguably, I maybe want to I maybe want to do it when the thrust for these atomic rotors hits 60, because then the extra altitude isn't helping us anymore. Yeah, I think that's what we do. Maybe 60. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll monitor its progress. Ideally, it'll hit 60 at around 10,000. That'd be the ideal. Then we'd level out so that we can make the most of the thrust from both the atomic and the rapiers together. And that will be our most optimal time to gain speed, I think. Possibly. We'll see though, it all depends really. We are gaining thrust again on the on the rapiers, but the question is for how long? Yeah, this is not bad at all, because our atomic motors are increasing in thrust and our rapiers increasing in thrust, so both of those together are making us accelerate pretty fast, and that's improving the rate at which the rapiers go up, which should be like a feedback loop, as long as it's staying ahead of our altitude rises. And that's why when the thrust hits 60, it starts to drop off, because once the thrust hits 60, we're not getting half of that equation anymore. So I think, yeah, we level out once our thrust hits 60. I think. Up until then, these will hopefully be increasing in thrust. And then when it hits 60, we level out. That way we can really pimp these motors. These are rapier engines. We'll see though. We'll see if it starts decreasing before then. So far so good though. This is actually going alright. And I notice we're sitting at roughly 15 degrees. It's possible the 15 degrees plan is good, just not too early. Starting to lose thrust again. I should maybe angle it down just a little. So that we're still gaining altitude pretty fast for the thrust, but we're also not losing thrust on the rapiers. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna level us out for a bit. I want that hardcore rapier acceleration for a while. Come on, game. Okay, there we go. I mean, so far so good. We're definitely gaining thrust. Good. Now the problem we might have here is if we start going too fast too soon. But I would rather that than the alternative. The faster we're going, the longer our engines will survive into the upper atmosphere. So it's for the best to get as fast as possible lower. If that means setting the ship on fire, so be it. We just need to reach orbit. That's all. Just orbit. Well, we need to reach the moon. Orbit isn't enough. We're really starting to accelerate pretty fast. This is what I was after. Our thrust's up to 3,000, which is way higher than before. Question is, how long until the rapiers stop being useful again? I'm hoping because we started them at high speeds, they will be beneficial for longer. Which should be the case, based on my understanding of how they work. Better be anyway, because we've only got 6 minutes of fuel left. And that's already getting pretty sketchy. We'll know when we're boned because the apoapsis will start coming towards us. The time to reach will start going down instead of up. That's when we know we're boned. Well, that's when I'll suspect we're boned anyway. Hey Bob, how we doing? Not great. Somehow I have destroyed the ecosystem of this ship and made it so that it just refuses to go into orbit. Slap some boosters on it. We could do. We could do. There's certainly nothing stopping us doing that. I think this strategy might work. Might. It might not. So far it's looking okay. Our apoapsis isn't getting closer. That's what we care about. The question is, will it now that we don't have our rapiers? If it doesn't, I think we're fine. It's still at 30. I think we might be okay. Still accelerating. We're still gaining altitude, which makes sense because our apoapsis is in front of us. I think we're okay. It's still rising. It's gone to 31 from 30. We just need to stay the course. We've still got 7 minutes of fuel. I think we're finally going to get it into orbit. The question is, will we be able to get it to the moon? And I think we will. By think, I mean hope. We only need another, what, 600 meters per second. I think this might finally be the one that does it. Which, interestingly, is the one where I took out a bunch of fuel before starting. I don't want to celebrate before we do it, but our apoapsis is still going further away. Yeah, this is looking alright. Still got 6 minutes of fuel. And our periapsis isn't bad either. Uh-huh. Nice. Looks like we're going to do it. Hopefully with enough dB to get to the moon and land on the moon. Wouldn't that be something? They've been too late. Yeah, I know. That is the concern. I think we're okay. Hey, Alberto! Oh, we finally got into orbit. Can we get to the moon and land? Can we get to the moon and land? Save the game, good idea. Can we land on the moon? Don't like our ANDN, but I don't want to use the DV to fix it. So, instead, we're gonna try and get an interaction directly on the ANDN. Hopefully that'll do the job for us. We're really low on fuel. The interstellar ship does progress. I've been tweaking it a little bit. I have been tweaking it a little bit. Making it so that... Because we did have it on the moon. We had it on the moon. And we were refueling on the moon. But it didn't have enough batteries to be able to refuel effectively. So I thought, you know what? I'll tweak it a little bit. I've given it some RCS so that it can control a bit better when we're going after asteroids, etc. I really hope we can reach the moon and land. Otherwise we're going to have to make a little refueling ship to come and refuel it, which wouldn't be ideal. Let's see, we want our apoapsis to be like 10 million meters. Give or take. Actually, it's 11, isn't it? No, it's 12. Okay, now we play the waiting game. Bingo. That might be coming in a little steep. Just a smidgen. If I speed up, is that gonna screw us or help us? Screw us. Okay. Let's warp there so that we can get maximum change for minimal DV. And then we need to bring this out. I'm not going to try and land smacking into that thing. Not the high speeds we'll be going at. That's okay though. We've got 862 dV to land. Shit. That's going to be real tricky. Maybe the monopropellant will help. Do you have landing wheels? You'll be able to take a bit more force. Yeah, that's true. That's certainly true. I wanted to rescue Bill, but I think he's going to stay. Okay. $561 dV. Do you reckon RCS would help slow us down? No, not really. It's just for sideways, isn't it? We can't use it to slow us down. Okay, well I don't really care where we land. This is gonna be really close. By that I mean we're almost certainly boned. Let's see if this will work. So, I want to hit the ground at a really shallow angle. But not too fast. Okay. Save us, RCS. You're our only hope. There's no way we're surviving this. Hmm. Oh. We don't really have the DV. We don't have the D to the V. Left that a little too late, I think. But the later the better, right? Yeah, exactly. Suicide burn. I think I did it too soon. But I also think it doesn't functionally make too much of a difference. Hey, that wasn't bad. Better than before. Just needs to be more suicidal. I think I need to go for a more horizontal landing. Yeah, that's what I thought as well. Okay. This time we're gonna burn at 5. Okay, that's definitely too late. Crazy suicide? I forgot that we could speed up time as much as we like. We're gonna burn at 5,000. From the ground. Uh-oh. I regret nothing. Okay, I regret that. Bob says burn at 6832. I did my calcs. I do like that. Yeah, it is kind of rough where we land, huh? At least they're surviving. Unfortunately, I saved a bit too close to the target. There's no way we're surviving this. Good job I did a hard save while we were in orbit. That means we can pick our landing spot, theoretically. I believe in you, Wheels. I believe in you. Oh, if only my monopropellant could assist. It's fine. This is where it'd be really nice if it told us our vertical / horizontal velocity. I guess it is telling us our vertical, right? We're almost at minus 100. Yeah, we're not surviving this. Although stranger things have happened. Okay, let's load the hard save. And then we can ponder it. Isn't Mimus easier to land on? I did ponder that as well. Too late for that, though. I think our best bet is to go here. And bring that side in, right? You could go to Minmus from this orbit. Oh, probably not with 500 DV. I might have a quick save sitting in my backup folder. No, the Kerbal orbit save may be gone. Might not be, though. Might not be. We'll have to look in... 1 second. I should have done a hard save in Kerbal orbit. But you know me. One second. Okay. Let's have a look. What have we got to work with? Where would it be? Probably want to go for the earliest quick save, right? We should have some DV. Hopefully. feel like we could make this work. Maybe. Even if we can't, we would definitely save on DV going back to the moon. I think. Maybe. Maybe not. However, I reckon here, if we blast the prograde, it just might work. We may be able to reach Minmus. Going to be tricky because it's we're 11 degrees off the node, but this is actually relatively good positioning. Sort of. No. Are we boned? We are boned. However, I actually have to go now. My girlfriend's sick, and I need to go and get some stuff. Take care of her. Little unfortunate. Cuts into the time. Have to end it soon, but you know. I'm a nice guy like that. So, has to be done. From Kerbal in orbit, Minmus should take 600 less delta V than Moon to land on. Ahaha. That's really good to know. Tomorrow, we're going to figure out this tricky situation we've got ourselves in. Landing on Minmus is definitely the key. Failing that, we could send a refueling ship up, but I don't want to. We're going to solve the problem with the little DV that we have. But yeah. Yeah, I'll catch you later, guys. And you guys have a good night. Adios.